Well, good evening, everybody, and I don't know how many of you will turn out this evening because it was a bit of a late announcement on Saturday, and I did say I was going to do it at the weekend, but this is it then. This could well be the final episode of this single-seater playthrough, and as was suggested in the comments, I thought we would do this as a live episode to see if you guys can talk me through, or at least experience the last episode live. If that's what it's going to be. But as some of you may know, we have been given a ultimatum somewhere. I think maybe it was just a one-off sort of pop-up. I might not have a record of it. But anyway, we have to finish 5th or above to keep our job, so it's going to be a bit of a tricky one. Oh, there it is, the ultimatum. Yeah, just a reminder, 5th or above or we're getting fired. No pressure then, no pressure at all. And I think for such an occasion we need to turn off the auto manage and pick the best pit crew that we possibly can, because we're going to need everything we can get for this one. So we could design a new part. I don't think we're going to be able to get any parts on the car for next race. So let's just see if we can survive this ultimatum. And then we can think about improving the car a bit more as we go forward. Now, in fairness, we're not doing too badly. We're only 1 point off where we need to be. But obviously the chairman's happiness has gone down and down and down. And last time out in Dubai, they weren't very happy at all. With us finishing 9th and 18th and no points on the board then. So I can kind of understand where they're coming from, but you would have thought they'd given us a bit more leeway than this. But hey, I guess we've had as many chances as we can have in this playthrough anyway. So if it's about to come to an end, then so be it. Now let's just continue on so that repairs are finished, and then we can see what state our car is in for the race coming. So I think we got quite a lot of new parts. But it's just getting as many ready as we can, really. So obviously we want those 2 rear wings finished, if we can somehow manage it. But we do want the best parts possible as well. So it's going to be tricky. We need to get that front wing ready as well. And it's going to be a question of, do we go for reliability or do we go for performance? I think we're going to have to try and get these new parts on the car if we can. So we'll continue to increase the performance of those brakes as well. And I'd probably say they're the 4 parts we need to try and get on the car. So if we go max up on reliability and see what we can do. I think there's not much else we can do apart from that. So we have got a nice new sponsor coming aboard, Vamoose. 3rd or above gets us 1.2 million a race, and we get an upfront payment of 1.5. So I will definitely take that. Not that that's much help to us if we don't succeed in finishing 5th. Now, if any of you are watching along, I have put this on super low latency, so it should be almost instant chat response. And we will be doing the race on 1 speed in an attempt to obviously try and get that 5th place we need, really. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, there's 2 strategies we can go for. We could give Eka the best car possible. Just going to get an update on how the car's coming along. Now, you see, I think that gearbox is probably ready. The real worry is those 2 rear wings. So do we go hell for leather to get those 2 rear wings ready, as opposed to that 1 front wing? Yeah, I think we do. Let's roll that on a couple of days and see where we're at. And then after this vote, we'll switch back to the other part if we need to. So there's a vote for high merit payments. Pretty useful for us because we are finishing fairly highly up the grid. I feel that would be useful because we're definitely not going to win the championship if we do survive this. So we may as well vote for it, I feel. And use up our votes, as it might be the end anyway. Evening Fox, how you doing, my friend? Welcome along. Hope you're having a good Monday. Hopefully you can help me along in this. If you can stick around, we can try and survive. It's going to be pretty tricky though. Right, both rear wings are up 65% now. So I feel we can probably go for that front wing as well and bring these all up to 70 if we can in the remaining 6 days. Yeah, indeed. Let's see how this goes. Big emphasis on this. This is a big event and one that we're going to need a lot of luck, I feel, as well as a good strategy and a quick car to get that 5th place. Now, you see, in normal circumstances, I would expect us to be able to get 5th. But, yeah, this isn't normal circumstances, is it? The Bahrain podcast, I think me and Rage will record it tomorrow. If I do a similar strategy as I did to the Australian one and just put one background image, I can get it up tomorrow. If I'm going to do a little bit of editing, then I might do it for Wednesday. But I'll try and get it out tomorrow. I feel there's no real big issue with losing the rolling images because most people just listen to podcasts anyway, so I'll probably just try and get it straight up after we record it tomorrow. So expect it late tomorrow night, if not early Wednesday morning. Yes, yeah, pit crew, I've taken it off, also managed to try and get the best crew we can. We need, to be honest, the AI have been doing a pretty bad job. I'm going to see if we can get anybody in that's a bit better. There's a couple of people we could get in here then. Just try and get the best crew we can. I don't need to worry about money if this is going to be the final race. I hope not. It sounds very pessimistic so far, but at the end of the day, it is quite likely. Right, everybody's got good stamina. Can we improve any of the stats a bit? 12-12. We've got 14-16 there, so we'll put that in. 11-14. We have a couple that are better, but they haven't got much stamina, so I think that's probably the best. Actually, we could put in Sawchuck for Hussein. Yeah, there we go. That's probably the best crew we're going to be able to get. Yeah, the only reason to watch a podcast is if you make that podcast set with posh chairs and tea. One day, I hope. I hope, Fox. I'm going to try my hardest to keep this alive, but I'm kind of excited for a new series at the same time. Yeah, I'm similar, mate. It's been going on so long. It's like almost 2 years, this series. I don't think it's quite that. I think it was end of 2016, so I think it's about a year and a half, but still. I kind of want to get to the top of the WMC at this point, but at the end of the day, if it's to be, it's to be. But it is a wet weekend, so that should give us a good chance. So sponsor select. Well, we're going to go 3rd or above because we're going for 5th or above anyway, so we may as well go the full hog. And how have we ended up on the cars then? So what do we think? Do we think we should go for the strategy of putting all the best parts on Ekka's car? Or should we split the parts as equally as we can? I think considering how, in this series at least, Ekka has been a long way above Munro, so I would expect to give Ekka the better parts, but as we know from the recent Motorsport Manager episodes, that doesn't always work out too well. So as I said, I wanted to do this live for you guys so that we can go along together, so do let me know what you think. We should give Ekka or even Munro the best parts. Although I don't know why we'd want to give Munro. If we're going to give one car the better parts. Greg, welcome along, my friend. How are you? Hope you had a good start to your week. It's 5th or above. So if we don't finish 5th or above in this race with one car, we will be fired. And that will be the end of this series, and we'll start a new one. But I would like to try and keep this going, considering how long it's been going so far. Right, we can use the other front wing. We can use the other gearbox now, and we can use both the rear wings. So this has gone perfectly, considering. Eckerall parts probably. Okay, we are going to give Claudia Ecker the best parts we can. And this is kind of the culmination anyway, because all the parts that we've been building that haven't quite been ready the last 3 or 4 races are all now on the car. So this is as good as we can get it. Right at the time where we have to finish in a certain position. So I actually feel if we can pull this off, I feel our car could be strong and hold that second place nicely towards the end of the season. Because I feel we've made some real strides in the last few races, but we just haven't been able to get them ready in time to put on the car. And finally, we're at that point. Be sure to spin on the first lap and then charge back through to secure the championship. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of drama in this. I have no doubt. This will be the first practice session you guys have seen for this single player since like the first 10 episodes. So this is the reserve driver I've been using all this time, Caroline Ayer. She's not the best driver in the world, but she is brilliant at feedback, so she's great to get in the car for practice. And as far as I know, it doesn't really affect the other driver putting a reserve in, so it certainly hasn't shown much effect on Echo throughout this series. So, alright, let's go for the super softs. Is it going to be raining? It is going to be raining soon, unfortunately. Right, handling and speed balance. Let's just get them out for some laps as we can. Now we're going to do the whole thing in single speed to really draw out this stream, but also just so we don't miss anything this time around. So race trim, probably only 2 laps needed because the rain's going to be coming soon, and we'll normally bring them straight back in anyway to make some setup tweaks. I was about to say first, I've been here since episode 1. Oh, how painful those practice sessions were. Hey, I thought it would be nice to do the whole weekend and do split episodes, but apparently not the right thing to do. I am kind of glad we changed that. It certainly made recording a lot shorter, and I think it's better having a race per episode. There are quite a lot of people that play this series, play this game, sorry, on YouTube, that do sort of condensed episodes of sort of 3 or 4 races per episode. But yeah, I think that's a bit overkill. With single speed, 2 hours later. 2 hours later. Yeah, I think we probably can speed up practice a little bit. Yeah, I think, okay, yeah, I think we can probably do speed practice, can't we? Just the race, we need to be reactive. Right, we've got some water out on the track, so we should probably go out on the intermediates. Yeah, I generally don't react well to pressure in this series when we play on higher than 1 speed. Even 2 speed I've been missing quite a lot recently, but hey. We've got a stream, we can take as much time as we need. Now, I think we'll probably just send them out on a long run on the wets. I think they're going to be pretty... probably inters, I think. Probably going to be the most useful for the race, hopefully. Alright, downforce a little bit that way. Handling. And speed balance. Race trim on the inters. Out you go, peeps. I play on 12 speed, only slow down for pit stops and strategy calls. I do when I'm not recording for YouTube. I feel that would be a little much. if we were trying to do something like some other people do 3 or 4 episodes, 3 or 4 races an episode, then it probably wouldn't be worth it. But as it is, I think 2 speed is plenty enough. We found out to our peril when we do the races on 4 speed, the non-endurance races, we make some pretty bad calls. So I think we'll have the race on 1 speed and we'll do qualifying practice on 2. Bring in what for the strategies. I normally send them out quite a bit longer on the second stint because we have a bit more of an idea of the setup by this point. But with the short strategies, but I'll bring them in just for you. As I said, anything you guys want to do within reason, we will do for this episode to try and maximise our chances of getting that 5th place. Alright, no, it's just practice. Generally, by the first time I've adjusted, I'm pretty close to the setup, so I just leave them out to get practice time. But hey, look, we brought them in now. Speed balance. Right, let's try a click that way, a couple of clicks that way, and we can go the other way if we need to. Let's go out on for race trim on inters again. A few more adjustments. Sorry. Adjusters, that's a word, to do on Munro's car then. Let's try handling the other way. I think it will be the other way, but let's just see to be sure, and send them out for a bit of a longer stint on those inters. Dang it, Fox, abuse of power. I just bring him in every time until I get the right setup and then let them go out. Yeah, I try and get a longish stint in during the middle. It changes from time to time. Happy face band. What did you get rid of, Fox? We probably should bring him in again though, to get some practice on those super softs again. This is not the practice session we wanted really. It's been tricky. Evening Lokunda. Londuka, even. How you doing, my friend? Welcome along. Right, we'll be going back out on the super softs this time. And we'll make this a long stint. And speed balance we need to go. Yeah, I thought we might need to go the other way. A bit more the other way. Yeah, let's give that a go. Race trim, super softs. Out she goes. Didn't get rid of anything. Okay, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Well, apart from the impending doom of this series, but you know, apart from that, I'm all good. Right, downforce, we need to go the other way. I always hate changing downforce because it changes everything else so drastically. We probably need to change those two a little bit. That was good, that was great. So let's try to tick that way and see what that will do. 6 laps, super softs, and out they go again. This is indeed Asia Pacific Series, yeah. It's our second year, I want to say, in the Asia Pacific, I think. And we're being threatened with being fired if we don't finish 5th, so it's going to be tricky. I think it's season 5. Yeah, I think it's second. I think we spent 3 in the first in the European series, and then this is our second in the Asia Pacific. Second and hopefully not last. It will not be last. We will be positive. We will do this, boys. We'll do this. I have faith in Eka. Massive lag in the stream. Oh, I have just clicked off it, which doesn't really help. Right, let's try that again. Yeah, there was a little bit of lag in game that time. I do still get a little bit of lag with this game for some reason. I need to do some cleanups on my computer because it's slowing down for some reason recently, and it really shouldn't, considering the PC. Right, we probably could have switched for some qualifying trim, but I just want to leave them out and not waste time to try and get that level 2 for Super Softs, which we seem to have done. I started an Octane career 2 and was stuck in the RS for 5 or 6 seasons. Now in APS and bang on in midfield first season. Yeah, it's tough. It is tough, this game. I will give it that. Coming up through the divisions is pretty tricky, but that's the challenge of it. And there are only 3 divisions, so if you want to play a nice long career, then that's what you want at the end of the day. Once again, apart from the last 2 cars, which I think set their times on intermediate, so would explain that. Less than a second between the whole field just shows how competitive this league is and how tricky it's been for us this season. You know, I do feel a little hard done by, considering we're 1 point off our target position. I feel that should be taken into consideration before giving us an ultimatum. I've never seen... we haven't really got anything for qualifying here. I guess we'll go intermediates in case it rains, but it looks like it's going to be dry long enough. I've never seen a Formula 1 team fire a team principal mid-season and that ever work well. I don't think I've ever seen it, to be fair. Right, let's go back 2 clicks that way and just adjust that grate back. It's not the best setup for Monroe, but hopefully we can get it up into the sort of 96, 97 by race time. I only really want to do 1 run. Actually, no, I think we can afford to use 2 sets of Ultra Softs in this. And the setup 97 for Echo. We'll take that. Honestly, there's so little difference between the setups, I think, at the end of the day. Anything over 95 should be fine. Right, just in case it rains, we're going to send both our guys out straight away. And then we'll get a run at the end of the session if we are able to. There's a bit of lag again there. I think it's just the game lag, unfortunately. I don't know why it does it. Here's the first season with a new CEO. But I think it's more that the result last time was so bad that it swung the chairman happiness like 25-26%, and that's what really killed us. Well, the new boss doesn't seem to care for you. That's the real problem. No, he's not really giving us... He's not really giving us any leeway at all. But, there you go. What can you do? No, my problem was the video was skipping and cutting out, but it's fine now. Oh, good. Okay. Keep an eye and let me know. I'm using the same settings as I was for Project Cars last night. I say the whole thing just needs to be reworked when I get time, and I need to do some speed tests. Actually, my upload might have changed since as soon as I went to a new internet provider, it got a lot better and I was able to run much higher stream quality, but it does seem to have gone the opposite way. Also, we have got reduced quality for the low latency so that we can get some good feedback straight away. Might be YouTube, yeah. College internet, it's definitely that. Right, Eka first across the line then with a 1:15.0. Monroe is half a second down for 1:15.5. So this is more what I would expect out of these guys. We have got some rain coming, which means we'll probably only be able to get a run in at the end of the session if we're going to have a second run. And that might be quite detrimental to us because it means that some guys are going to get laps in on a much better track. So we'll see if it dries out towards the end. It's looking a good lap from Eka, isn't it? I've got to say, all those new parts have done the job. And if it does rain for the rest of the session, we will be starting from pole and 6th place. Which, considering, let's not forget, we've been compiling these parts for a long time to try and get them all ready to get on the car at one point. And this is the race that just so happens that where all of that correlates. And we've got a lot of improvements on the car this weekend that we haven't had before. So hopefully it can stay like that. It's going to dry out a little bit for that couple of minutes, but I don't feel it's worth burning another set of ultra softs for that. I think that's going to be session end then, because getting the cars out right in that little gap, and they'll probably be a bit slower anyway because there'll still be a little bit of rain around. So I think you're right, Fox. I think that is pole position. And could that have gone any better? I mean, we've still got a huge, long race ahead of us. But we are starting right where we want to be. And that's a good performance from Munro as well. Up there in P6. I'm sure the rain stopped a few people in their tracks in terms of getting good laps in. But we'll take that. Evening HG Gaming Zone. Welcome along to the stream. Hope you're well. What did I make of yesterday's race? What, the F1? I loved it. It was a real sign of things to come, I hope. It's a real shame that the Red Bulls were knocked out of the mix. Because I think it would have been pretty interesting with the differing strategies up front. To see where the Red Bulls slotted into that. Because it looked like from Friday they had some seriously good pace. But the race was... I really enjoyed it. Much better than Australia. And tune in tomorrow or Wednesday, one of the two, for the Formula Fun podcast with myself and Rage, where we will go into that in a lot more detail. She is on pole. It's incredible, really. She's on top form. She's got all the bells and whistles on her car, and takes pole by almost 1/10 of a second then from Shah. And well, it's, you know, there's no points on a Saturday, as a very famous commentator by the name of Murray Walker used to say. And here we go then. Right. I mean, we got some rain coming pretty quickly. So I will go with race trim to begin with on both cars. And you guys let me know what you think we should complement that with. Should we go for the super soft performance for when and if it dries out? Or should we go for quick fixes in case we do have to make some repairs? Which I hope we don't. Or do we go with the intermediates, that little boost? If that was Hamilton instead of Bottas at the end of the race, I was pretty sure Hamilton would have passed Vettel. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he would have got there a bit quicker as well. And to be honest, if it had been Hamilton behind Vettel, he could have got past Vettel a lot earlier, maybe, or it would have been a lot closer earlier. But it was a good effort from Bottas. Looked after his tyres well. I think Ferrari mucked up a little bit on strategy and just about got away with it, because that could have been a double blowout there for him. Terrible for Ferrucci, but F2 and F1 are great racing. Yeah, it was a good weekend all round. Definitely good to see F2 back as well. Super soft boost. Well, I don't know which one. Yeah, I think the 10% boost is worth it. I think you're probably right. Over the intermediates, the 5%, I don't know. We might go straight onto wets anyway. And if we get some dry weather at the end of the race, then we could definitely turn it around. Now, it would seem that everybody is starting on intermediate tyres. Now, do we risk it with one car, or even Eka going on the super soft tyres, because she won't have any traffic to get past, and she could absolutely sprint away here for, I mean, we're probably looking at 3 or 4 laps. Is it worth it? No, I don't think repairs should be an issue if we don't push the car too fast. I'm hoping we just have the pace and we don't have to push too hard. Predicted weather is there's definitely rain on its way and it's going to be intermediate weather pretty quickly. Everybody is starting on intermediate tyres. So let's just set these up while we decide on the tyres. So, super soft for Eka. Yeah, I think ultras, to be fair, I think they would negate the 10% boost that we get for the super softs. Munro, yeah, I think we've got to split strategies, haven't we? I think our best... The only issue I have is if Eka gets this strategy wrong, she could be our best hope of that fifth place in a normal race. It's a risk. It is a risk. Should we take some fuel out as well, I think? Really let her run. Because it's going to be at least lap 4 or 5. So let's put 6 in. As for Munro, let's put the inters on. And we'll go full fuel. And we'll split our strategies. Our job is on the line. We are also starting on pole. That's the thing. We may well have the pace here. How many laps does she need to avoid a free stop? It depends, really. I'm not thinking about how many stops we need to do because it depends on the weather. If it keeps changing to wets and intermediates to dries, that's how you judge the race, not on how many stops, because we can't think it's going to be a conventional race. Yeah, I think we'll go neutral on the tyres for Munro and we'll use maybe just high mode on the fuel to try and look after those intermediates when it's going to be bone dry. I mean, in reality, in real life, I've talked about this before. In real life, intermediates would just not work at all on a dry circuit and you would lose 10, 15 laps, seconds a lap. But it doesn't seem to work out this way in this game. Okay, let's do it, shall we? Yes, I'm sure, game. Don't question my masterful strategies. Yep, this is, once we click this button, there's nothing we can do. Apart from the strategy, of course, which is pretty crucial, but you know what I mean. Here we go then, for what could be the 79th and final time. It's not 79 races, to be fair. But it's been a long old career. Look at Eka streaking away already. But that's what she's got to do. She's got to attack straight out of the box. And try and go as deep into this stint as she can before the rain comes and pull out that gap. She's around about 3 seconds ahead already then. So she's going to need, I would reckon here, about 5 seconds a lap minimum to make this work. I've got a little bit of stuttering as well. It looks a bit better now. So away she goes. Munro is nicely holding on to 6th then and looking after those tyres. Someone went faster than that. I don't think so. So gap is at 6 seconds now and the rain is about to start coming then. But the other advantage she's got is she's going to have fresher intermediates. Yeah, I've got a bit of lag as well, guys. I'm just going to see if I can sort that out. It is a game thing. Video equals, let's just knock it down a little bit. Let's knock a few of these off. I know, lights, VFX. Let's just try and get it running a bit smoother. Okay, that looks a bit better. Right, we're going to have to bring Eka in this time. I don't think she can stay out any longer. So, it's not really going to have worked out too well here. But she is going to have fresh tyres. She's going to be able to go deeper into this race. One more lap. I feel we would lose on that lap. I feel we would lose time. Well, it's still not that damp, but I don't think we would have gained anything on that lap. Right, let's turn this down, neutral and medium. She has got fresher tyres now, so hopefully this rain sticks around long enough for that to pay off. Yeah, I want to look after the car. Munro's fighting hard here for 5th. He might be our best chance. So I want to keep pushing for the moment. We'll just try and keep the tyres under wraps and keep the temperature okay on those. Now, the real hope here for Eka is that these guys have to stop once again for intermediates and we don't. If we can stay till it goes back to dry and they have to pit again, then we're quids in, because we'll retain that advantage. And she is in fresh air, so I have to wait and see. Tyre temperature's coming back under control now after battering them pretty badly early on. And I think I just want to keep the car in good condition here so that we can attack late on if we have to. I do wonder here if we're going to be able to stay out long enough. The fuel's going to be the issue. I'm open to ideas. I maybe should have gone with your guys' advice of staying out one more lap. From my experience, it would have been one lap too late, but because towards the end of that lap we would have lost a bit of time. But let us know what you think we should do here in terms of engine modes and strategies. I mean, Munro's looking good at the moment for that 5th place, and Eka's the wild card. If everything goes her way, she could win this race, or she could be last. I mean, that's the extent of the strategy at the moment. What are the AI doing? In terms of what? Oh, in terms of engine modes. They're pushing pretty hard on the engines. Let's go back to Munro. Very conservative on the tyres, some of them. Probably trying to get them to last until it goes dry again. I'm hoping some of them pit. We might be first or at least top 5 after everyone makes the stop. Yeah, I think Eka will retain her lead if everybody stops once more before it goes to dries. And if she doesn't, Munro is where we need to be. Yeah, I think they might run out of fuel. I think you might see some of the AI putting on dry tyres because they normally make that stupid mistake. I can see them being idiotic like that. And if there's one race we need them to be idiotic, it's this one. Now, I think we're going to use a little bit of tyre here because these intermediates should easily last. It's going to be fuel limited. So let's see if we can get Eka, get her delta to the leader up as much as possible. Right, we've got one car in from 19th, Kanjiro, who obviously Munro easily passes. Now the problem's going to be for Eka is if she catches the back of the field, because she's going to then start losing time. Yeah, Munro's going to have to come in this time around. Yeah, I think we're going to have to stick to the AI strategy of going for another set of intermediates here. I think it's too early to go on to dries. And I think we can't risk weird strategies. If it was Kenjiro on softs. They were. That's a strange decision. My opinion is we go for intermediates again. And just go for a short stint. We put a bit of fuel in. And we go aggressive. Let me know what you guys think. Do we go for the dry tyres? I mean, now we do start thinking about the end of the race. And we're going to have to make... maybe just one more stop. Endurance mode, just throw some fuel in the tank and go. I mean, if we added, what, probably 5 or 6 laps, I think we only save about 3 seconds. I don't think it's worth it. Let's have a vote, guys. Dries or inters? I don't see the point in keeping the same tyres. We'll gain that 3 seconds back on fresh tyres in the time. I don't see the point in just putting fuel in. If we're going to stop, we may as well change the tyres for that extra 3 seconds and be aggressive. 1 vote for dries. I mean, if you think we should not change the tyres, then you can vote that as well. Best way to keep position is to match their calls. Dry bit's going to be dicey right after the pits. Dry but is risky as you might struggle. That's the thing. If the AI do it, then we can do it as well. Now, I feel we go super softs to be a little bit safe with the tyre life, and then we can go aggressive for the final stint on ultras. So let's max out this fuel. Alright, you all say dry. We're going dry. It's a little bit risky for Munro, but we're going to try it. Problem is we haven't had anyone else in to find out yet, but I presume everybody else is going to come in this lap as well, and then we're going to find out. Let's use a bit of fuel with Eka. And see if she regains the lead of this race. To be honest, it's going to be tricky with Eka because she's going to have to stop. If everybody's going on to dries, yeah, mixture of super softs and ultras there. Munro back out in 15th. That's not a good stop from Munro. He's lost a lot of time to traffic there. That's not really worked out. I think our best hope is with Munro now, because everybody's been able to go to dries, even if it is a bit early. Eka's not really going to gain a pit stop here. Attack on Eka's tyres. I'm a little bit cautious from the car, but I think we're okay. And we'll bring Eka in this time around then. I'm wondering. No, we can't save 4 laps of fuel. I was wondering if we. Yeah, she was already pushing. I was wondering if we can maybe look after the fuel. But I think we may as well. We've only got 1 set of ultras. We may as well use them straight away here, I think. Go for a fairly short stint. And push as hard as we can. Let her 1 more, then she can save the fuel. Do we reckon 13 laps, she'll have 12 left, then she'll have 11 if she pits the lap after this. Can we save 3 laps of fuel? It's going to be close. Or do we stick to the strategy and rely on her pace to get through? No, I don't think we should try and save that. I think Munro, if everything goes okay, Munro should get in the top 5 maybe. She may be able to save 3 laps, but she will be slow. That's the thing. She'll be really slow. Yeah, okay, let's go aggressive. Ekka's got the pace in the car this weekend. We've just mucked up her strategy royally. So we may as well go aggressive. We've got to keep an eye on the engine and probably the rear wing and the suspension, but we should be okay. And because of the time lost with people here, going on to the tyres too early, I think she might come back out midfield here. So she could well be back in this race when she pits. Engine gearbox looking okay for the moment. Don't really want to push on those super softs just yet. Sometimes I feel it is better to actually keep life in the tyre because they're quicker than those that are lower life anyway, rather than just pushing and overheating them straight away. Right, needs to be a good stop. She could come back out in midfield here. She needs to get a move on. It's going to be about 10th or 11th. She's back out in 10th. Oh, someone just rear-ended her massively there. But she's okay. Let's go push and medium for now. I want to look after the engine a little bit. I think we can probably go high actually. Let's see if she can get back through. It's a shame she couldn't get back out ahead of Cruz and Seowitz. I think Cruz just went straight into the back of her. Should have been a massive accident, but that's just the AI in this game. But we've got to remember now what's going on. I think we have to start being more aggressive in Monroe, because let's not forget, we have to finish 5th. We have to. There should be thousands of car pits. Yeah, that should have been a massive accident. What kind of pace does Monroe have? I don't think Ekka's up to 9th. She's moving through the field, showing good pace here. She may still be our best hope. Probably would have been a little bit of a flyer from Webber. It could be a disaster. We'll have to wait and see. It's not looking great at the moment, is it? The only thing we've got on our side is Monroe. I don't know what the AI have done, if they've got an extra set of Ultra Softs, but Monroe will have Ultra Softs for the final stint. Right, tyres are really overheating now. This is where I just don't know enough about the game. I don't know if this is detrimental. Yeah, Ekka's flying. Ekka is absolutely flying, but whether it's going to be enough. I mean, she's got near on 8 seconds to close that gap. Monroe is getting there. He's now 1.6 seconds off 5th place, and there's a bit of a train here. This is what's helping us. Shah is proving a bit of a roadblock on those super softs. And Batista's a little bit injured, so might struggle late on in the race. So, I have to wait and see. How's the engine and gearbox looking? Okay, for now. Yep, everyone's got one stop. Fuel up. Tyres completely low. Put down to neutral as if tyre attempt to go too high, lose life and performance. Yeah, okay, let's try and get, it's probably a bit late for that. It's probably my fault. I feel at this point just keep pushing, because we can pit at any point now and get to the end. And in that respect, those ultras, how many laps has Ekka done? 4, and they're down to 57. If we look after them, we can pit early with Monroe, but I'm a little worried about what kind of traffic he'll come out into if we try and undercut. Where would Ekka come out? She would come out, where am I looking? 19th, so it's not, yeah, there's not enough free air. Monroe's here. He's arrived on the scene. Could the unlikely hero, I mean, Ekka's now 3 and 7th as well, so she can close up on the back of these guys. I'm a little bit more hopeful. I think we could do this. Monroe needs to try and find a way past one of these guys. A few guys making their final stops already. Monroe going down the inside of the pair of them. He is now in that golden 5th position. He's got past Batista and he's now taking a look past Larson. Go on, stick it up the inside. Beautiful move. Monroe does need fuel. That was just about in time there, Fox. That's why we're on low latency. Right, Ultras. He's just got past, which is perfect. 6 laps. Let's put 7 in so we can push till the end. In he comes. Yeah, I picked it up in time. That wasn't at all worrying there, Fox. It's fine. It's fine. Absolutely fine. We'll bring in Eka next time around for some super softs then. And we'll go... How's the engine looking? We're looking okay. I think we can probably push till the end here. There will be 6 laps remaining afterwards. I don't want to put too much in. Let's just put that in. That should be fine. It's fine, guys, alright? It was fine. I definitely wasn't concentrating on the battles going on. Right, we need a good stop from Monroe here. It is a good one. And he's come back out in, I think, that net 5th place then. He has lost out to Batista in the stops, but he stayed ahead of Larson. Eka needs to put in the lap of her life here. To try and get on nodding terms with these guys. Eka will be round fine. She had like 1.7 left at the beginning of the lap. She was only on push. She was okay. It was Monroe that was a bit close. Yeah, I know I'm doing it. Exactly. It's all part of the show. Where does Eka come back out? It's going to be close, you know. She's come back. Oh! It just went straight through him. Larson just went straight through Eka, but she's in the fight. She is in the fight. Right, I'm going to try and look after these tyres. I don't feel there's any need to push. Let's just keep them at the right temperature and let the drivers do the rest because they are flying at the moment. Engine and gearbox looks okay. We've got 3 more cars to stop before we know how this is shaking out. Monroe on those ultra softs, not quite as quick as I would expect it to. Larson is on the ultras and Batista is getting away on those super softs. Eka now looking to make a move. And there we go. We're up into the golden 5th then. Monroe just holding on. He could do with a rear gunner here though. And we need to see if we can get... I might see if we can get Eka past. Using a little bit of extra fuel. 3 or 4 laps left, you should attack on the tyres. Yeah, I think so. I think we just keep it cool for the... I mean, to be honest, we should be backing up on these. But I feel we still need some pace. And because we're so close to that 5th place, we have to try and hold on. He's in that position. If we can get Eka past Larson, we've got a buffer. Monroe is catching now. Batista finally, and that's a move we need to get done. Eka is now making a move, but not quite. She had to think about it. She's going down the inside now into the left-hander. Not quite committed enough. We need that buffer. Come on, Claudia. We may have completely buggered up your strategy today, but she can at least play her part in this. Why did I think this was going to be anything but nail biting? 2 laps to go. Right. Let's just go ham. Let's attack now. We've got plenty of fuel. Engine and gearbox. Oh, Christ alive. Engine and gearbox not looking good. Oops, didn't mean that. I think Monroe can attack though. I think Eka... You know what, Eka... I don't really know what I'm saying. Eka... We just need her to to really pester Larson here. Monroe should get to the flag. Oh, this is too close. We've got plenty of fuel. I think we need to go at least high and push, I think. No, I think we can attack with Eka. She's got the tyres. She's making a move now on Larson. It's exactly what we need. We've got the buffer and Monroe's going into 4th. Beautiful drive. Great move. And Eka now. You know what? Fuck it. I think we're still in this championship, so we want every point we can get. Eka, get past Batista. Do it. Good move. Good move, girl. It's 4th and 5th. Are we good with everything? Yeah, Monroe can keep pushing right till the end here. Eka might even get past her teammate. Don't take each other out, guys. And we're across the line. Oh, we've done it. It was always in the bag, wasn't it? It's fine. Fine, guys. No problem. Whew. The series will continue. We have saved it. The Iron Man himself, Surikov, wins yet again. He's been the real problem this season. And the real reason we're not doing as well as the chairman wants is because Surikov has been truly sublime. It's fine, guys. It's absolutely. This is where we get a warning. If we don't finish 4th next race, we'll be fired. You know what? I think Eka could have won that race if we hadn't have made the mistake of putting her on the ultra softs. If we'd stuck with the same strategy, I think she could well have won that. But that's an incredible recovery to finish 5th when she was almost 10 seconds off the back of the pace at one point. That's an incredible drive. And a great team performance there. They really came through for us. 4th and 5th. In fact, both drivers then were in a good enough position to save the series. Pole position, of course, for Eka gets us an extra point. Surikov, just nobody can stop that man, can they? And it means Kurishima leapfrogs Eka into 3rd place in the championship. But we do regain 2nd. We're back in 2nd. Chairman's got to be happy with that, I think. 6 points back ahead of Esprit. And a real possibility now of pushing on for the final few races to secure that 2nd place with a bit of a flourish, hopefully. Because we can't put ourselves in this position again. We'll wait and see, but I'm 99% sure that we won't get another ultimatum. Second. We should get a nice little boost to the happiness. Yep, so it's up from 0 to 11% now. So as long as we can finish 2nd again next time, we should be back on track. Some great improvements for Eka in that one. Consistency up 5% in a single race. Both drivers very consistent there. And continuing to improve. And there we go. It's safe for now. I didn't even have to read for now. We get a little Steam achievement there as well for avoiding the sack. And we make a nice little bit of money as well. So we can continue the development of this car between now and the end of the season. Whew. Well, we did it. I know there were a few of you deep down that would have wanted another new Motorsport Manager series to start up. But, you know, we're so heavily invested now. We've got to keep this going. And we did it, just about. Good performance from both drivers. Very tricky race strategically, but we managed to make the right calls at the right time, I feel. And there was a bit of excitement indeed. I wonder if Vettel will pull a Surikov this season. We'll have to see. We might get into it, me and Rage, when we do the podcast tomorrow. We might get into how the season's shaping up. I still feel it's a bit early. You need to wait till you go through all the different types of circuits, really, and get back to Europe when the teams bring the first big wave of their upgrades. And we've yet to really see what Red Bull are capable of on a sort of aero-dependent track. I've got a feeling they could be pretty competitive at China, as long as they can see the checkered flag. But yeah, me and Rage will discuss that all tomorrow. It will either be the podcast tomorrow or the next episode of the Haas playthrough. We should be back up and running for fairly regular videos. I still need to find a big swathe of time to try and get ahead and back up to the kind of level we were before I started my current job, but we'll see. We'll do what we can and get what videos out we can when we can. Nearly at 400 subs now, so that's a pretty big milestone for the channel. And as always, I appreciate every one of you for watching, and I hope you continue to enjoy what kind of content I can get out when I can. So I think we shall call it there for this evening. This was only a sort of live episode, just to see if we could save the series, and we have. Hashtag series saved. Saved our bacon. And we will go onwards to Sydney with much hope of continuing this form. I mean, as I said, all the upgrades were waiting to go on this car, and they're finally on it. And the performance looked a bit better that time. The fact that Munro was fourth on merit, and I think Eka could have won that race, shows that the pace of our car is definitely back up where it needs to be. So hopefully we can continue on from here and secure that second place. And next season, finally, hopefully, will be the episode where we can go for the title. Hopefully Surikov will go up to the WMC and Kirov will fuck off up there. And then we can have the have some proper racing with Esprit and Thornton and co. Yeah, Surikov, it's ridiculous, really. I mean, 82 points for Kirov, 76 of them are Surikovs. That's incredible. I've never seen that kind of dominance in vanilla Motorsport Manager. And it makes me wonder, you know, should we be looking to get Surikov at some point? He has won. He's won in the WMC many times as well. So he's tried and tested in the higher division. So if we do think about maybe replacing Eka or Munro at the end of the season, he may well be a good candidate to go for. Yeah, let's stick the Scout on for now, shall we? We can pick that up next time. We can start to look to the future at last. It's good. So yeah, look forward to the next one. I don't really have time to do it tonight, unfortunately. I was just sort of fitting the stream in where I could. So we will be calling it there for this evening. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. As I say, look for the podcast either tomorrow or Wednesday, and look for the Haas playthrough, one or the other. And then we'll be back with round number 9 of the ORL GT3 League on Thursday from Laguna Seca. That's going to be interesting. I don't know how me and Rage can deal with an hour of the corkscrew, but that should be interesting anyway. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you all for your help. As always, couldn't have done it without you. And yeah, we will continue on in this series. We'll keep fighting away with that plucky British spirit. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the beginning of your week. And I'll speak to you again very soon.